In May 2024, my wife and I spent a wonderful 8 days on the Turks and Caicos Islands, and we saw a lot of really cool tropical fish, and I just thought I would share some of them with you all. This first set of videos is, I believe, at Coral Gardens Reef, which is kind of in the Bight settlement, Bight, near Grace Bay. And unfortunately, I can't really help you identify most of these fish because I'm not really a fish naturalist, but I'm just kind of sharing what I have and hope you enjoy it. The resort there has kind of a stationary flotation device where all kinds of fish, schools of fish, just congregate under it, so that was a lot of fun. Coming up here, if you look quick, I got a stingray. Unfortunately, I only got a precious few seconds of it, so you'll have to look quick. Sorry. This stingray was at Taylor Bay Beach on the south side of Providenciales. And then we get to the iconic Grace Bay, which is often said to be one of the nicest beaches in the world. It was definitely a nice swimming hole, but compared to some of the other places, it really didn't have much to see underwater. Besides super clear water, there weren't not a lot of fish and other animals, so yeah, it's definitely a nice place to go. And that is where all the really nice hotels are. The all-inclusive resorts, that kind of thing. Up next is Smith's Reef, which I believe is absolutely one of the most amazing places in the islands. It was definitely one of my highlights. And as you're seeing here, one of the coolest things I saw was a turtle going up and down for air. This clip is kind of long, but I think it's worth it, so I hope you'll enjoy it. Now I'll go ahead and note that the Turks and Caicos Islands is an archipelago of islands southeast of the Bahamas on the edge of the Caribbean. There are flights to the main city, Providenciales, from many different cities in the U.S. Of course, city is relative terms. It's not very big, a few tens of thousands of people, I think. That's about it. The airport can be a madhouse at peak times in the winter, specifically on weekends. So, especially if you're arriving in the winter, try to arrive in the middle of the week. That worked well for us. All of these videos were shot on a GoPro Hero 9 Black, and I'm very happy with the video quality it put out. Besides the turtle at Smith's Reef, there is just such a cornucopia of various kinds of fish. Yellow striped fish, blue fish, silverfish, whatever else you can think of, it's there. Okay, now we are at Coral Gardens Reef, which we went to later the same day after Smith's Reef. This is not quite where we were the first day. It's close, but it's a lot nicer. There's a lot of nice fish here too. And I think we parked at the Coral Gardens Resort or something like that. For the most part, the fish here are similar to the fish at Smith's Reef. Overall, I think Smith's Reef was a little more impressive, but it's worth coming over here too. Now, we spent our time on two islands, Providenciales, the main island where almost all the international flights arrive, and then Grand Turk. We spent about 4 days on each one. Now, Providenciales was sort of hectic. That's where, of course, most of the uh, international tourists come. And yeah, the roads are hectic. You're going to need to rent a car if you want to stay anywhere outside the hotel zone, or if you want to see any of these reefs, and that's highly recommended. And now, Grand Turk is actually the capital. It's a lot smaller. Only a few thousand people live there. It's super chill. It's more laid back and really a lot more fun. Uh, you want to rent a golf cart to get around it. Unfortunately, we were not able to get one, so you might want to rent one in advance. The flight to Grand Turk and back to Providenciales are in very small planes. The one going over to Grand Turk, I think, was a 20-seater. The one coming back was a 10-seater. So you're going to get to know the pilot well. I was, in the way back, I was scrunched up right behind the pilot. And it was, yeah, if you're not used to that kind of thing, it's a little bit scary, but it was fun too. Now we are at Governor's Beach on Grand Turk. Spent a couple nice hours there. The fish are, again, somewhat in the same similar category as what we saw on Providenciales, but maybe a little bigger and maybe slightly more bland in terms of more white fish. But it's still good. It was a fun place to be. Ending with a nice little shot of the waves hitting the rocks on Governor's Beach on Grand Turk. But beyond that, I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to the store Shields in The Colony, Texas, which is part of the DFW Metroplex. The thing is, I needed a prescription pair of snorkels or a pair of snorkels that would let me put my glasses under it. And I did not manage to order that or find it ahead of time. So we drove to DFW the day before our flight to Turks and Caicos. We stopped into Shields there and asked an associate what kind of snorkel she might recommend. And not only was she able to find one that fit my glasses, now I had an old pair of glasses, and not only that, but the sunglass department there was able to remove the ear stems of the old pair of glasses, and we made it fit really snugly in the frame, in the snorkel, as you can see here. So without this, I would not have been able to see the fish anywhere near as well as I did in real life. So shout out to the store Shields. I am a fan of theirs at this point.